Hey guys, it's your cousin. Welcome to the 28th episode of Tricky Tuesday. Now, as you can see here, yeah, this does mean I actually was not able to stream again. As I said last time, there was still some real life car things going on, and frankly, it's turning into a whole issue that sucks. It's not fun. But I should still be able to at least, give you a good game to watch. But yeah, other than that, I hope you enjoy our video today. Leave a like if you do, a dislike if you don't, and if you're feeling so inclined, please leave a little interaction down below. Alright, let's get into the video. Alright, now where we left off, we were actually like halfway through the pool, so that's where we're going to be continuing. We're going to be finishing pool today. At least that's the goal. Look at these tiny little guys. My god. God, all I can think about the fact right now is that, how insane the conveyor belt is in Replanted, where it's like a million plants a second, and you're like, what's happening? Why is there so many plants coming out? And frankly, who knows? It was a pretty good one. Missed that guy, but hey. There we go. No issues. Got him. Pranked. Just need some pea shooters. The heck? Gimme, please? What am I supposed to do this minigame? This is the one where I think Danebo started the PoE thing, right? As a little apple. Gosh, what a classic. It is funny if you really think about it. How much stuff was done, like, kinda to Annoying Orange because of this series, really, you know? Oh, you didn't see that? Like Squash, as a existence for however long it existed, was because of Plants vs. Zombies. And how long it took them to figure out what to do for this, like, what's to say for Squash. That's why this series, this franchise is timeless, even if its current titles are disappointing. It's a hard thing. I keep misgendering them because it's so hard for my brain to adjust, honestly, for when I've been watching them for years. Since I was a child, I've become so used to it. So I'm trying to fix that. I'm trying to update my brain, go like, hey brain, catch up with the rest of the world. There we go. Perfect. Jalapeno. Okay, okay. Sorry, I'm thinking of... I'm just reminiscing on Danebo. Sure. I, 'cause, 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 ' I'm just remembering that one part where it was like, alright, this is gonna be the loudest Powie you've ever heard. You're gonna be like, dang, my ears are bleeding. And then it was just such a quiet, calm Powie. Ah, I miss those days. Good days. Of course, it could just be total rose-tinted glasses because I was a child back then. But, you know, what's wrong with that? Everyone's a child at some point. I'm still currently working on my custom, not custom, fully, but my, like, personal, I guess, physical version of Plants vs. Zombies Heroes. Speaking of Plants vs. Zombies, it just takes a while to really want to do it, because I'm not gonna lie, they've been weirdly doing balance patches lately. I mean, it took them 5 years to give us any balance patches, but now they're like, oh hey, here's 2 balance patches within 6 months, and it's like, oh cool, I didn't literally just finish setting up every single card, and now I have to reset up a bunch of them. Thanks, I guess. But now I'm hesitating, because I'm like, what if they do more balance patches? I'm just gonna have to, you know, if I print the cards, they're already printed. Can't, you know, you're just gonna tell me to print new cards and get rid of the old ones? That sucks. I mean, I'll do it anyway, but like, it still sucks. So that's where I'm kind of stuck on. I'm also making plenty of custom cards based on like a bunch of plants from, you know, the entire franchise, because it's a huge franchise with hundreds of plants that aren't in PvZ Heroes, which is again why I think, you know, there are plenty of plants in PvZ Heroes. If they can't come up with anything creative, they can just use PvZ Heroes. Or is it there's some kind of like contract thing where they are literally not allowed to, and that's like the only reason why they're not just using PvZ Heroes plants. But that can't be true, because in the original beta of PvZ 3, there was, you know, the Gravitree. That's the only one I can think of currently off the top of my head. I think there was another that was also from PvZ Heroes. Not that I can think of right now, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually filming this the day of uploading, so it's very early before stream, and I am tired. I kind of just woke up. I didn't have time yesterday at all because of that whole real-life car things going on. That's super annoying. And again, it's becoming a whole problem. But again, that's why I'm playing something fun, so that at least other people can watch something nice. And so I can have fun, to take a break from real life, because real life is being not fun right now. I wish I brought squash, so I could, I don't know. There we go. What was I talking about? Oh, the cards. Yeah. I've even been, like, considering making my own custom, like, class. It is kind of tough making classes, since classes kind of have things that make them special. I mean, the thing that makes Solar special and Guardian special are pretty similar with Team Up, but you know, there's other things like Solar has Strike Through and Healing and Sun Production, while Guardian has Armored, at least on a couple things. And, just high HP? I don't know. I kind of like Bacchanalith. It's kind of fun. I like Bacchanalith. Let's see. And I am pronouncing it Bacchanalith specifically because of Monolith. I mean, I say pecan, I don't say pecan. So that's just like, you know, a dialect thing. There we go. Perfect. It's just it's a fun project. What I kind of want to do. The issue mostly is I wish to use exclusively PvZ assets because I think that'll make it look better and kind of more authentic. So what I'm thinking of changing up is making the space where the text is maybe the note that the zombie use, maybe that asset, if I can find a clean asset of it. But what I really want, unironically, is my brain to catch up, is a good border. Because one of the things I've been doing, sadly, is for the borders and the body, it's just like pink for zombies because of the brains and green for plants. I might switch to purple for zombies at some point, but that's not the issue. The issue is I kind of want to change it to like... I wish there might be, so I'll have to look through assets of Plants vs. Zombies, but I want a good just border. Like for zombies, maybe something akin to a gravestone. And for plants, I don't know, leaves and vines, if there is something like that. Now, what I technically probably could get away with is, I know there is some PvZ Heroes assets that are like sort of borders, except they're not card-shaped, so I'd have to like stretch them weirdly, and I don't know if I want to do that. Because PvZ Heroes uses their like... They use just rectangles. They don't use like real like card shapes. Which is fine. I don't mind that. I mean, it works. It makes sense. It's not a real card game, it's a phone card game. But I want to make it a real card game. There's also a thing where I have to change some of the rules. Like, obviously, since now you're going to be across the table from each other, you can't just, say this card goes to the left, this makes something go to the left, because which left do you mean? The plant player's left or the zombie player's left? Those are two different directions. So what I've had to change about that is that's become, it goes towards heights, since heights would normally be to the left, but of course that, again, doesn't always work, because what if you have a different board layout? But that would just be for normal default gameplay, I guess, is, you know, 1 height, 3 lanes, 1 water for a normal game. Because, yeah, there are just some rules that you have to change. Like, obvious, and another big issue, something that's been probably unironically the biggest struggle to work around, is conjuring and making. Anything that has to do with pulling in a card from outside of your deck has been the biggest struggle to deal with, specifically due to the fact that in a phone game, you can literally have infinite random cards. I can't have that in real life. That's not how real life works, sadly. So, I have to just, like, decide on how I want conjuring, making, summoning, whatever, to work. And that has honestly been so hard. So what I've been doing instead, and I don't think it's what I'm going to end up going with, due to the fact that it kind of sucks. It's not a good workaround, honestly, because it honestly, it's just a terrible workaround. But what my current solution was is there's the Conjuration deck, which has just like 4 of every card in it. Which again, that's why that's a terrible, terrible, terrible way to do it. because that's so many cards. 4 of every card. There are already a lot of cards in PvZ Heroes. And if there's about 50 there are about 50 cards in any class. Some exceptions apply. Like, I think, Solar has 49, but Smarty has like 52 or something? I can't remember. It's super weird, though, the inconsistencies. So that's a struggle, too, honestly. And I don't know how I'm going to work around Conjuration. Conjuration is so difficult to work around. Again, just specifically because of the fact that phones can just randomly pull a card out. Always. Because it's digital. There is no card. But when you make it a physical card game, now it's like, oh, the Conjuration deck's like 1 million cards? Huh. That's an issue. So that's been fun. And I'm still thinking about what I'm doing with that. That's like an ongoing thing that I'm still struggling with for the physical version of the card game. Because currently it's just in a pseudo-beta state that I'm not done with it yet. Like, I'm not planning on printing until I'm done. And it's also just for me, so I don't even know why I'm telling anyone about it. It's just because it's a personal project that'll never be approved by EA. Again, that's why it's a personal project and I'm allowed to do it. Because it's not retail. Because that's the thing. That's another big issue. Is it'll be expensive. Printing cards is not cheap if you're getting a lot of custom cards. And making sure they're high quality is another big issue. Because you can't guarantee that. Talking a lot. Let me get a drink really quick. It is early. My throat's a little parched. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, now I'm but I'm also making custom cards because I wanted to make a custom class for a while. And eventually what I decided on was Shadow. Oops. What the fuck? How'd that happen? I didn't even click on that, did I? I'm not paying attention, I guess. Because Shadow is my... because Concealment is my favorite family in PvZ 2. And so I wanted to do... a deck, that, you know, a class that was based on the Shadow, or the Concealment family. And so I came up with the Shadow class, which its current thing is what I call Trick Shot, which is being able to hit any lane. Now obviously that's pretty unbalanced, so you have to make their damage relatively lower to account for the fact that hitting any lane can be pretty strong. I mean, there are some cards that kinda do that-ish, but like, I'm making it a whole class's like thing. I mean, even with whole classes things, like, there's not every card in a deck does it, like Solar, and doesn't have everything with strike through or whatnot. You know, not every Mega Grow has double strike. So it's something to work around. It's kind of fun to think about this kind of stuff. What would be fair and balanced? That's hard too, is balancing. I'm gonna have to do several tests, like with real people playing the game, my friends and family, going like, hey, is this fair? And the answer is gonna be no. Like, probably. And that's when I have to go like, okay, back to the drawing board, let's see how I could make this more fair. Now, another thing is, with legendary cards, they can be a bit stronger, since that's the whole point of the game, is technically, that's another big difference, is booster packs aren't going to exist in my physical version, so you can make a deck with every legendary card and call it a day. I mean, that would be a terrible deck, honestly, but you could. And that would be is something to think about, is that it's okay for the legendary cards to be stronger. And do I want to set a rule for that? The answer is no, I don't want to set a rule for that. That seems not fun to play around for people, just like, oh, I'm getting punished because I put a really good card in the deck. Or, you know, because... yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'll figure it out when I get there. It's just, it's all stuff I'm constantly currently thinking about. So it's fun. That's what I'm doing. Because normally my favorite character is Nightcap. I like Nightcap. So, but Nightcap's one of Nightcap's superpowers, well, it's just a Kabloom thing, is making button mushrooms, and it's like, man, you conjurers. Now that's different though. That I can make its own sort of mini deck, like not a huge deck. It would be, you know, like what? You only like need 4 total from those because you can copy a superpower. Maybe. I don't even think Nightcap can, but I'd still do it for the characters that can, because it's whoever has Bird of Paradise, right? What class is Bird of Paradise? Why can't I remember? Maybe it is Smart. Now I can't remember. But whoever has that can technically, yeah, summon another superpower. So that's something to think about. Damn, you are really pushing to eat that potato mine. See how fast that zombie was going? That's actually something I do kind of appreciate about this game, is zombies do have random speeds. That is a fact. Some zombies are faster than others. It's always a fun thing to notice. And again, I've still seen people complaining about the offset. Some plants in this game are just offset, and that's normal. That wasn't added by Replanted. But I don't think some people know that. Unfortunately. But it's a fun one. I love this game. I really like Plants vs. Zombies. I still like Heroes. Heroes is a good game. Even if it's currently a stress causer right now. Due to the fact that the cards are super annoying. It's always fun. It's still fun. I'm never having a bad time. I mean, it's just weird to me that maybe it's my noob aspect of the game, but I still feel zombies are really strong. You know, zombies are superior, which sucks, I think, because you'd think normally in a franchise you'd want the heroes, in quotes, to be stronger. As in the plants, because the plants are technically the good guys in the franchise. But they're actually just the weaker option, unfortunately. In a lot of aspects. Honestly, Gravestone as an ability is pretty strong. Which is why, actually, for my custom cards, I did actually decide to make a plant equivalent of Gravestone, just due to the fact that Gravestone can really be a game changer, you know. And I called it Rooted. But so now there's like But then I had to, of course, add counterplay, because that would be unfair if plants had counterplay but zombies didn't, because, you know, plants have Gravebusters and Spirus. So I added Digger, you know, because of the Digger zombie that plays in, that you see in the fog levels, is it? The one that where Split Pea and Starfruit are its counter. Which, those guys can bounce rooted plants. And that's the idea. That was my way of kind of trying to make it a bit more fair, you know? Damn. Oh, come on. There we go. Perfect. So it's just been kind of a fun project. It's just a big personal thing. It's also, it is that big thing where I want to make plants cards and zombie cards distinct enough so you could, just by looking at it, tell what class it's in. If it's a plant or a zombie, of course. And so that's been an aspect that's been a little tougher to figure out. But still fun, nonetheless. My solution for it was plants green borders, zombies pink. Which might eventually turn to purple. I'm still deciding. Well, it might just change entirely to, like, gravestone and vines or whatever. Whatever I find for borders. I still don't know. Oop, help. Okay, we're good. Yeah, sure. Looks good to me. It's just kind of a bit of a fun thing to work on. Like, I was shocked to learn that Tallnut isn't in Plants vs. Zombies Heroes. There's actually a crazy amount of plants in the first game that aren't in Plants vs. Zombies Heroes. Which I find insane, since it's the first one. I mean, they did acknowledge, you know, Plants vs. Zombies Adventures, which I'm shocked they even remember exists sometimes. I mean, I don't think they think it exists anymore. I mean, we got Chili Pepper, but, like, Chili Pepper, to me, just always has barely felt like acknowledgement of adventures for some reason, even though it is literally acknowledgement from adventures. Because that is also in PvZ Heroes, yeah, Chili Pepper. But that's what sometimes I feel like that's what they're referencing, is the one in PvZ Heroes, and that they don't remember adventures. That's just how I feel. That could be totally baseless and wrong, but I don't know. I'm just stating what I think. Okay. Again, though, Tallnut not being in the game is kinda nuts. Like, I feel like you could add some creative aspects to Tallnut, you know? Maybe it was the whole thing where it's like they couldn't figure out how to make a good design for it, I don't know. Or, like, its abilities. What if it blocked, like, Overshoot? What the fuck? That's some BS. What do you mean you can't hit that thing that is standing kind of on you? Bruh. Sag. But no, I think Plants vs. Zombies Heroes is a pretty good card game. It's not perfect. It's, again, it's very similar to other ones that exist, which is fine. You know, little inspiration never hurt no one. I just wish it was more popular. That's not true. Well, it is slightly true. I wish they cared about it more. Because all they're doing now is, like, light balance patches. I think a good, big, like, DLC, you know, a card pack, like a new set, that would revive the game. Which was why I was making the custom cards, because I'm like, for myself, reviving the game in a way that I think it needs. Because it could be so much better if they just cared about it more. But they don't, and that's sad. Don't be... Thank you. Because don't be in the one lane I haven't put a Talnut yet. My god. Okay. Oh no. I haven't put one there yet either. Okay, now it doesn't really matter what lane you're in. Like, it's just cool seeing all of the ideas they had for heroes. And just the fact that they're not going to use any of these plants ever, even though they are right there, is insane to me. Like, they could use, you know, the celery launcher. I mean, I don't know what it would do, but, like, who knows? Maybe it's a lobbed plant that kind of does a boomerang thing. Because celery is kind of, if it's a slice, is kind of like boomerang shaped. So yeah, it could be a lobbed boomerang. That could be interesting. That would be weird as heck. But it would be new and fresh and different. And instead we get, what? A plant that makes it, you know, with brainstem that makes it so, zombies walk through the plants in front of it. Whoa, exciting. It's just Shrinking Violet with a few more steps that kind of aren't that helpful. Slow down. Don't be too good now. And that's just actually how I feel about Brainstem. It is a worse Shrinking Violet. Because Shrinking Violet's pretty alright, you know? It's pretty good. So I guess it's a power that they were able to make it worse, you know? I don't know. But I've also, for my Shadow class, obviously there's not enough concealment plants to make 52. So I've kind of just... It's also become me just putting in plants that I like, that don't have cards, that I think could have cards. Or should, or I can come up with ideas for. Hiccups. And also, actually... technically, I'm trying really hard to only include official content, at least in my default normal expansions, kind of, or at least the one that will include the Shadow class. However, what's technically pseudo-official now is PvZ Hybrid, because of PvZ Original Edition. They did like a collaboration. It's not technically official, however, there are PvZ Hybrid plants officially, at least were, in a Plants vs. Zombies game. So those ones I decided, only the ones that were officially included, those ones I decided would go into the Shadow class. And then it's funny coming up with like new mechanics for them. Like, actually, the nut the nut imitator is pretty fun because it adds a new mime plant to the game, because, let's be real, Mime Gargantuar is kind of stupid and I hate it. And the only counterplay to it is Imitator, but you can't counterplay it with Imitator because Imitator doesn't stay on the board, really. So it's just so stupid and I hate it. There we go. We did it. So more mime stuff would kind of counter that. Mm-hmm. Made to the best stage in the game. This one's just always the best one. It's so fun. It makes you feel so powerful. When you have that like full thing of 3 Peters and the Torchwood and the Tall Nuts, and you're like, oh, I feel amazing. But of course that does mean this is the last stage of the episode. We finally hit that point where we're slowly going to be winding down. I've been talking a lot about PvZ Heroes and my personal projects, which has been fun. I had a good time talking about that. I hope you enjoyed it, kinda. I hope it was interesting to hear about like what I've been doing. Because I'm hoping it'll be done eventually. I need them to stop doing... I mean, they haven't for a while, so I'm a little hopeful. But I need them to stop doing balance patches so that I can officially be finished with it. Because it's gonna stay in the like beta state until there's no more balance patches. So again, I'm hoping they're done. I mean, I don't want them to be, because honestly, I do want it to get a resurgence. It's a good card game. I have fun with it. And it's got potential to be more. It's just that they're not updating it enough for it to be more. You know? And that's just kind of how I feel about it. Like, it could be more, but they're not letting it be more. Because I love the game. It's a good one. That's why I decided to make a physical version of it. Just to play with. Because if, on the off chance, this was actually one of the biggest reasons. You know, because they gave up fully on Battle for Neighborville. No more updates for that. I mean, they didn't delete it, thank God, but what if they did? Hell, I could see EA being that petty. Or games like... Or even Plants vs. Zombies 3. It's had 1 billion betas. They were all gone. What if, like... I can never play it again? That would suck. What if they deleted it? Is my real concern. And that's why I decided to make a physical version, because now they can delete it, and I'm fine. I have my version. I can play it whenever I want. Just for me, and me alone. Because if they don't care about the game, I'll care about the game. There we go. That's why I'm hoping... that's why again... Okay. I've actually got a few issues I still want to rant about slightly. Why do Huge Gigantus and Beta Carotene exist? They're good, they're fun, they're new. Why? Why only Smarty, Guardian, and what is it, Sneaky, Brainy? How come only those two get brand new heroes with new superpowers that are different from literally every other superhero? Where it's like, bro. why is there not more that fill in those slots, you know? Because, like, it's just weird that Smarty, Guardian, and, you know, and Brainy Sneaky have more options if they want to, you know, do something different. It's just weird. Can I get one lily pad, brother, please? Oh my god. Dude, one lily pad, how hard is that? No, my tall nut. I know, it's because I don't have that one lily pad that I lost that tall nut. Finally. Jesus. I just wanted to fill that last slot, man. Okay. And we did it. There we go. Rant successfully finished. Game. Successfully finished. We've now officially made it to the fog. Something we'll have to do next time, though. Sadly, as I am done for the day. Alright, you made it through the video. Good job. And as you saw, we had a pretty good time finishing the second half of the pool. It did go pretty well. And we've got now some amazing new plants. Honestly, the combo of Three Peters and Torchwoods and Tall Nuts are just insane. It is probably the best plants you'll ever get in the game. Let's be real. I mean, Melonpult's good, sure. But come on. That 3 combo, so good. I mean, it's not the best, obviously, because people go with, like, Garlic Gloom Shroom all the time. Which is fine. But, you know, I still have fun with this episode. I have fun talking about Plants vs. Zombies Heroes and my personal physical version of it. It was a good time. Alright, please click the top left if you'd like to watch the full playlist of the Plants vs. Zombies videos. Bottom left for the stream VODs. Or, please click the top right if you'd like to watch the full playlist of the Tricky Tuesday videos. Bottom right for the stream VODs. But yeah, other than that, I hope you enjoyed our video today. Leave a like if you did, a dislike if you didn't, and if you're feeling so inclined, please leave a little interaction down below. And don't forget, Tricky Tuesday is a variety day, so please feel free to leave a comment down below of a game you'd like to see me play, and I just might. Alright, thank you for watching, and have a good day.